Yeah, yeah. Well, it is what it is. Welcome, everybody. This is a little bit of a remote session here. We were supposed to be testing out what it would be like to work remotely. And, well, Eric will put that on your review, inability to follow instructions. Eric said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm going to go to the office.
I'm a little rebellious. A little rebellious.
Nah, I'm going to let HR know about that.
Yeah,
But
that'd be okay.
one
Another
cool
rhino.
thing, um, would you, here's a little something for you. What are you doing over there?
Clear my throat. Like there's this thing, man. Like you mentioned before, like you could hear everything, and so now it's like in my head.
Yeah, of course. That's
So
good. That's how you let people know. Like, hey, don't be swallowing in the microphone. Oh, kid. I'll get Jen. Jen, she's here. She would literally push somebody off a cliff for chewing or swallowing. Like she is vicious, vicious. But so I'm working remotely, doing my thing here, which makes me wonder, have you ever heard of this? Or would you do this? Would you pay a couple cents per mile for your car insurance instead of just paying a monthly fee and it is what it is? Would you pay a couple cents a mile?
Yeah, absolutely. Now I haven't done the math on this, so I would have to figure the math, but it would all depend on how much you drive as to whether or not it makes sense for you. But I think that there's more risk of somebody driving more miles. So, instead of saying, hey, it's this for everybody, we could change that up a little bit.
Amen. Now, did you know that that's a thing?
No.
Yeah, I didn't actually know either. I 100%.
Who's doing it?
Okay, so you got Allstate, Nationwide, USAA, Metro Mile turns out to be the most popular. They might have been the first, and Auto Mile, which I've never heard of, to be honest. But they send you a little device, put it in your car, and you pay per mile.
So I have State Farm, and I've got this little device that I just got again because I'm like, geez, my insurance just keeps going up, and I asked them, is there anything I can do? And they're like, well, you used to have this little safe driver thing that you put in your car and it monitors your driving. And my wife's already told me, and she's been tracking my driving, telling me how bad of a driver I am. She was like, geez, you're killing us on the stats.
Why would you volunteer to put that on your car? I mean, your wife, sure. Everybody else, sure. You?
Big brother in the car now. And so I'm like, just let it ride. But I mean, I guess I'm still going to get the discount. What I can't figure out is so what's funny is, my wife has it on her phone for her car. I have it on mine for mine. We ride together. I'm driving her car. She's on her phone. It's probably still sending data that she's just watching her phone or whatever the case is.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I haven't figured out if I put on YouTube or a podcast on the way to work, or if anything else, or if I'm even using my, an app for driving directions. It's saying that I'm on my phone. Is it reporting that I'm actually on my phone actively for this? I don't know what they're tracking, what they're doing, but I know that my something there I'm doing pretty good, like the curves or something. I think they say, I don't know. There's certain things that I do all right with. I accelerate too much, like too fast, maybe. But I mean, obviously they don't live over here in the Clearwater area and have to accelerate on 19.
Oh yeah, no,
you get killed if you don't accelerate fast.
Yeah, I'm willing to pay the monthly fee. Maybe my wife would do the pay by mile. She'd probably save money. For me, I'll do the monthly fee because, there's some days. If you guys don't know, if you're not from Florida, the left-hand lane it's like the gambling lane. You just that's it. If you've got the money and you want to go as fast as you can, you take the gamble. There's no cops there, and you just go for it.
Unless grandma gets in there. My grandmother, 85, will not get out of the left lane. And we tell her, you can't drive the left lane. And she's one of those left laners that messes everything up.
Poor lady. The people yelling at her and stuff all day.
Exactly.
But I'm one that if
I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you.
Oh, no.
Cussing her out.
Oh no. That'd be me. I'm like, if I can get around grandma and I can take a turn while sliding at the same time, I'm going to try it. So I don't need something tracking me there. I just thought that was cool because I didn't know that was a thing. Turns out that's actually happening and they're doing it.
Yeah, it'll be a cool test. I'd be curious to see how it works out.
Well, I've got I've got something fun for you, unless you've got something you want to share.
No,
You're just hanging
no.
out? Okay.
I'm here with you. I'm your podcast guest, even though I'm in your studio and you're at your other studio. Yeah. You got multiple studios here. So look at you, big guy.
Taxes. Okay, so let's play a game. Play a quick game. Ready? I'm going to do 2 truths and a lie, but the financial version.
Okay.
I thought about this last night. Now, you might know one of them, but just play along, because if you don't, then, of course, there's 2 truths and a lie.
Okay.
Are you ready, mister?
Let's roll.
Okay. When I was a kid, I had the ability to fly for free because Mama Jazz worked for, at the time, American Airlines. And so it hit me in my head that, wait a minute, in Iowa, where my grandmother lived, they pay you 5 cents, or you get a 5-cent sort of credit for turning in a can. Florida does not have such a rule. And so, knowing that I could fly for free, I would crush up the little cans, put them in a big bag, and go to Iowa to get my 5 cents. That's story number 1.
Okay. Young entrepreneur Dustin.
Maybe.
All
Who
right.
knows? I could have
Awesome.
been sitting there playing Nintendo, though, and this could be a lie. So that's story
Okay.
number 1.
All right.
Story number 2. My father actually knew, not on a personal level, but on a friendly acquaintance level, John Daly, the golfer. You familiar with John Daly?
Yep.
Big,
Yeah. Doesn't wear shoes on the golf course guy.
Yeah, he actually was we just saw him. So anyways, they were slightly better than acquaintances. And the second to last time that they met was in the Hooters Casino in Las Vegas, where they both knew they were going to be there. This was before cell phones, so this was like pager land, right? And in one night together, they each lost $100,000 in the Hooters Casino when it was essentially brand new. My dad was a big, sizable gambler. That's story number 2. And story number 3. So I have the truck that's right next to you.
Yep.
That's the sort of thing there. The sort of other car that I have that I really could care less about, and so that's
Right.
true.
Yeah.
What happened was I went on Carvana's website and I bought it. And you just swipe your card, or in that time you punch in your card. And if you've ever used Carvana, they just drop off the car and usually give you a gas card or something, and it's over. They never actually charged me for the car. And so I have a car that I've never been charged for, something like 4 years later still. I thought for sure like it would hit the quarterly books and they'd be like, wait a minute, something happened. They have not yet charged me for the car. So 2 truths and a lie. Which one would be the lie, sir?
So I'm a little worried about you if you didn't pay for the car. An ethical test here. Should you call the company if this were your scenario, and would you call the company and be like, hey?
I'll play along here. I did call numerous times, and I messaged them on their website numerous times.
Okay.
And no feedback of any kind.
Yeah. So I knew your mom worked for American Airlines, or whatever the airline was at the time, whatever the name was. I'm going to say that that's a truth, that you flew with the cans and you did that. I'm going to say that the car, I'm going to go with the truth. I mean, I've heard stories of your dad and some things. I just don't know if $100,000, like I don't know. That's a lot of money. I mean, for John Daly, maybe, a pro golfer. Yeah. So I'm going to say that one is the lie.
Very good, sir.
You're frozen.
Yeah, that's weird.
For
That
us
was
in the
pretty
book.
good, though, right? Would you say that
Yeah.
those stories were too outlandish? Because I was trying to think of 2 things that were actually truthful in my life that
Yeah.
would seem a little bit oddball,
Yep, yep. No, I think that was really good. And yeah, I mean, I think if you would have went with, they each lost 10 grand, I would have probably said, "Hey, you're right." Like you're right. I could have possibly went with that
But
one.
it's John Daly. You can't do that with
True.
John. If I come in with
True.
10 grand, that's not even a thing. So we're coming back here now. Um, but I knew John Daly. We saw him. Ask Cody. Take a picture with him. Hang
Yeah.
out. Okay, so I thought that was cool. And then lastly, what do you guys? What do you think about Taylor Swift? Your kids Swifties?
My kids? No,
Yeah.
no, they're too young for that. I mean, she's got some songs that are, coming out now that are, whatever the case is, but we don't really play too much of that stuff. And
Oh,
some of the music's this, that, or the other. But she's huge
well,
though. She's huge.
she's gigantic, and every song is about losing a boyfriend, right? Or a relationship is in some kind of trouble. And I'm just saying, I'm gonna throw this out there. I don't hear any songs about fetching her man a beer or making him a sandwich. Is there like a coincidence here?
Well,
That
she's making, over probably, right this second on this tour. I don't know. I'm throwing numbers here, over probably $100 million this year, I would think, with her tour.
Would you like to know the exact amount that she's very likely to take home if everything stays the same through the end of the tour?
I'm going to take a guess, and I'm going to say $137 million.
That is rookie money. Rookie money, my man.
No way.
Yeah. So the tour will have sold now, this is not resales, right? So they sold the ticket and somebody sells it for $1,000 or whatever. So the full official tour will make over $1.1 billion on this tour. And historically, if you look at the artists themselves take 60%, and then they spend the rest on the crew and the props and all that stuff. But when they budget out the tour, 60% tends to go to the artist. So we're talking conservatively $600 million.
That's insane. That's
Yeah.
just insane.
She's like, I don't need a man now.
Yeah. No. She can do whatever she wants. She's got the money, but money's not everything though, right?
Well, you have to say that. You don't have 600
I'm
million.
married. I'm married and I don't have 600 million.
Yeah, I'm married and I ain't even seen a $20 bill in 10 years. So for me, this is all, I'm so skeptical of, oh, she's nice and she's great and all that stuff, because there's one event, and I thought about putting this in my 2 truths and a lie, but this is a true story.
Okay.
There's one event that ruined it for me. One of my friends used to know the guy that was like the promoter, the artist representation for Arista Records, and Avril Lavigne was essentially his person. Like, he had to make sure from publicity, everything was good. He set up everything. He was runs wild.
Okay.
But one night she was in town. It wasn't like for a concert. It was for like, she was playing at the end of a Rays game. Like the Tampa Bay Rays used to bring in artists to play at the end of the game. And during the day, the artist rep came to our office at the time, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Oh, can I like go meet Avril Lavigne?" And he's like, "Absolutely, if it's fine by me." And he goes, "But tonight's going to be a little bit, sort of a bad night to do that. You may not want to do that." And she's really focused on something. And so what it turned out to be, long story short, this was all pre-planned, but it did not look like this. She was going to have sort of audio issues here and there, and she was going to give the bird to Tampa, essentially.
Okay.
And she was going to make this whole stink. And it happened. It played out perfectly. The media played out. It was all over the newspapers and stuff like that. And I just remember thinking, that was planned. She just got all this publicity nationwide. And she used Tampa and the Rays to do that, or somebody planned that. So I just don't buy the whole like, I love Taylor Swift and she's great. Nah, I don't know.
But that was Avril Lavigne, right? Not
Yeah,
Taylor.
that was her thing too. She was edgy, and that was
no.
her
But was it
personality.
Avril that did as if that's how you say her name, was the one who did the thing at the Rays, or was it Taylor Swift?
No, not Taylor Swift. I'm just saying that the music industry is ruined for me after having seen something
Okay. Okay.
pre-planned out.
All right, I gotcha. I gotcha.
Like,
Yeah.
because
No,
then in
that's
that case, could you not pre-plan an entire personality? Like, oh, she's good enough to play this personality. Okay, let's just have her go out there and pretend to be
yeah.
great with everybody. When's she
Yeah.
gonna flip?
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, because I lived out in Los Angeles for a little bit, and when I was there, there was a church that we were a part of that was helping another church that was doing a big charitable thing. And at this event, it was this whole like I don't know, wells in Africa kind of thing. And I had volunteered to help and just kind of doing different stuff. Well, I was actually greeting people coming in. And as I'm standing there greeting people, this girl walks through, or this woman walks through with her friends. And I thought that it was a woman, a younger woman from our church. Now, this was, back 2015. And so the woman walks through, and she looks a lot like Selena Gomez. And I'm just, being super friendly, and I'm just like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And like the girl literally just like put on like the horse blinders in a race, and it's like nobody's around me, and just walk through. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then her friends all walked in, like, "Hey, how are you?" And I'm like, "All right, how's it going?" And then someone says, "Hey, that's Selena." And I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah." And they were like, it was this whole under the radar thing of like she was making an appearance there, but didn't like tell her manager or anybody else, which I couldn't imagine living that kind of life where, you got to like try to fly under the radar to just get out to do anything. But I guess she did that. But it was really, really strange. So yeah, not
It's
saying that
tough.
she's not a friendly person, but at the same time, putting myself in her shoes now, I was thinking, okay, she probably has so many people that aren't authentic to her. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I didn't even realize it was her initially. I thought it was the person that, we went to church with that I didn't really know, but I knew she looked like Selena, and then realized it was her. So I'm like, yeah, she probably gets that all the time. She's just going to kind of walk through because people
Yep.
are fake to be her friend.
It's tough, like sometimes when I'm in the airport, I have to like lay real low and stuff and like put my hat on.
Yeah. Yeah. Be like, "Hey, it's the jazz guy."
Oh my God.
Be
Jazz,
is
is
it
it
is
you?
it really you? Be like, "Yeah, it's really me."
Oh,
Look, you're missing it. You're missing it. You're
oh
missing
yeah, dude, it's me. I can't get away with it. I can't get away with anything, man.
it.
So nonetheless, but $600 million, would I be one of the most recognizable people on the planet? Yeah.
Oh yeah. No. I mean, that's the money. The money's there. I mean, that's insanity, though.
She works for, I
Six.
mean, no doubt she's like the concerts every night and they're constantly
Yeah.
going, but
No, she's
yeah,
hustling.
she's gonna make that kind of dough, man.
Which is crazy because she's doing so many concerts like that, and her vocals wise, there's the country singer Morgan Wallen who had to go on like vocal rest,
Yep.
and maybe he's got like this raspy, kind of thing to him. Maybe because she doesn't have that, I don't know, but I mean, she's trained her vocals to do this. I'm not like this
Yeah.
vocal expert, but it's wild to think, multiple shows like that consistently.
Yep. Well, Steven
She's working.
Tyler, he had to have like shots put in his vocal cords. So he'd be at the end of the night, he would have shots put in there. It's crazy. Weird stories that we remember. I just thought it was interesting because the lady's at least going to make $500 million, even though she donates a lot of it and she has
Yeah.
to. Otherwise, it's pretty much going to be taxed. But just thought that was cool, like soaking up that kind of dough. I wonder
Yeah. I
where
can't
that
remember
lands.
there was a financial impact report. I can't remember what it was of how much money that basically they were saying Tampa made off of her coming to Tampa, and hotels, this, that, and the other, and everything that was just because of her coming to do the show.
It's impressive. But that's all I got for you. I thought I would just try some different things here today while I'm over here and you're clearly there.
Yeah, nice. Well, I got a little thing for you. When does a joke become a dad joke?
When it Did we not do this already? When
You keep telling me this.
When it leaves and it never comes back. Well, no, when it leaves to go get a beer and never comes back.
No. When does a joke become a dad joke? When it becomes apparent.
Okay, so that's good. That's a good one.
Okay.
That's like
Okay.
why'd the chicken cross the road? because like there's different taglines there. I've heard.
Yeah. You could throw something else there for sure. You could, but
man.
no, mine was still, moderately nice versus like the dad
Shoot.
left or whatever you were saying.
I need one then. I need a good one. Well, what's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone? Look at him. He's like, he thinks there's something wrong. He thinks it's going. I can see your face going, oh.
Yeah,
no.
I'm like, oh, here we go.
What's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone?
I don't know.
You can't hear an enzyme.
Okay.
Come on.
All right.
A little fun one there. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up there. Anything else you want to offer to the people?
No. I think let us know in the comments. Thoughts on this kind of just interaction, just a little chill week for us, just having some fun.
And you never hurt my feelings if you throw a joke in there. I love a good joke. So, all right, we'll wrap it up there. Enjoy your long week. No, it's been a short week. Short week. All right.
Yep, there you go.
You got it.
All right, as you always say.
Adios.